Hi grade 8 learners. In today's video we are going to learn about patterns, and we are going to start with constant difference patterns. And the reason it's called constant difference is because the amount these numbers here are increasing or decreasing are constant or is the same. So if you want to check the amount in which these values are increasing from 5 to 8, from 8 to 11, and from 11 to 14, it should be constant. In this case, if you take 8 and subtract 5, you will get 3. And if you take 11 and subtract 8, you will still get 3. And if you take 14 and subtract 11, you will still get 3. That's why it's called constant difference. And it doesn't necessarily have to increase, it can also decrease, as you can see here on our second example. If you take 16 and subtract 18, you will get -2. And if you take 14 and subtract 16, you will still get -2. And if you take 12 and subtract 14, you will still get -2. So this is why it's called constant difference, because the amount in which it's increasing, the amount in which these values are increasing is constant or is the same. And in this case, they are increasing by 3. And on the second case, they are decreasing by -2. They are all decreasing by -2. And from here, we can work out our first example. So here we are given 3, 5, 7, and 9. And the first thing that you need to do is to find the constant difference, the amount in which these numbers are increasing. So to do that, you can take this 5 and subtract 3, and you will get 2. And if you take this 7 and subtract this 5, you will still get 2. And if you take this 9 here and subtract 7, you will still get 2. So the first question is determine the rule in words. So what you need to do here is very simple. You just have to say these numbers, you just have to say add 2, and this is your answer, because all these values are increasing by 2. If you take 3 and add 2, you get 5. If you take 5 and add 2, you get 7. And if you take 7 and add 2, you get 9. So the second question is determine the rule using algebra. So this one is a bit tricky, but in order to get the rule, you need to find the value that comes before this 3. And in this case, it will be 1. And to confirm if this value is really 1, if you take this 1 here and add 2, you should be able to get 3. And we are able to get this 3. So what you need to do, you need to come and take the value that all these numbers are increasing by, which is 2. So you can take 2 and write n. And then you need to add the value that you calculated or that you got here, the initial value or the value that is behind our initial value, which is 3. And in this case, we have 1. And what you need to write here may differ depending on what the teacher says. But in this case, we can just say Tn. And we can use this rule here to calculate many other things in patterns, which we will cover in our next video, which will be part 2. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in part 2.